What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Vancouver's Worst Drivers. My apologies in not uploading as much. I've been a little preoccupied this summer enjoying the sunshine outside. Hope you guys are as well. Let's start this video off slightly differently with some photos instead of videos, starting with this one sent in by Moto Chef Mike. The boys in blue look like they're a little distracted here and end up on this little drop-off thing. And all I gotta say is, if you're a driver, you're just fortunate that this is a work vehicle and not your own personal vehicle. And then we got a couple photos from Ben, like this one, which is the classic putting the car into drive instead of reverse and just ending up in this rock garden and probably smashing the hood on this tree. And then you got this Mazda, clearly did not see this yellow divider and just drove right up onto it. And the problem is, it's probably a front wheel drive car, so there's no way you're getting down from this without a tow truck. And then just like the red car, this car clearly wants to go forward instead of backwards, which it just ends up in this embarrassing situation where you're stuck up in the bushes and you got people like Carm taking photos of your vehicle. And then we got another vehicle up on the barrier, and you can just imagine driving your vehicle, thinking you're just driving down the street. All of a sudden, you're up on this barrier sideways, and all you hear is a crunch, crunch, crunch underneath your vehicle. Like, it's just something from a nightmare, basically, especially if you have a nice car. And then we got this car parked right in front of the store entrance. My guess is that probably a Skip the Dishes driver or Uber Eats driver, but I don't get it why people think that this is okay. Even if you're trying to pick up stuff, this is not okay. But looking on the bright side, at least they left a little bit of a gap for people to open the door. Just trying to look on the bright side here. Alright, let's get into some of the videos now, starting with this instant karma video. I feel like the police already have their eye out for stupid motorcycle riders, and when you do stunts like this, you're just attracting police attention. That's all you're doing. So some of you may have remembered all my Oliver crash videos in my last video. Well, the day I uploaded my last video, the very same day Oliver got in another crash with this driver who claimed that he ran the red light. Well, if he ran the red light, I guess all these other people are also running the red light as well. The best way to describe this pedestrian is this guy just does not care about living. Who walks in the dark in the middle of a road like that? So Blizzard MX5 sends me in this video clip where this Tesla doesn't really care if anybody's driving in that lane and just proceeds through and almost gets in a car accident. And then another situation at the exact same intersection. This time, this unfortunately ends in a car accident simply because this guy just didn't make sure the lane was clear before proceeding through. And then an extremely scary situation over in New Westminster where this guy almost becomes roadkill. I love the sidestep, but then he continues running into traffic as if that's a safer option for him. Here's a word of advice to you guys. If you're gonna do a U-turn, don't do it in the middle of an intersection as people are making a turn. We've all seen these kind of drivers that think they need to be in the middle of an intersection to see down the street to make sure the street is clear before turning right. Master77 got a couple clips starting with this insanely close call red light runner, and then this cab driver who's clearly distracted, probably staring at his phone, and just drives right into the side of his Mazda. Here's one of the most avoidable accidents I've ever seen. This guy just runs his red light, drives straight forward, and for some reason the other SUV didn't even see this guy coming through the intersection as well. Fortunately, there's an ambulance right here, ready to go help these guys out. Caitlin captured this close call or accident. I'm not entirely sure. It looks like a close call to me, but good reflexes from the guy driving the minivan to see this guy coming and try and avoid the accident. I really have no idea what's happening in this clip. Everybody's parked, this guy's just swerving all over the place, and then he just smashes into this pole. Did he try pushing the gas instead of the brake? And then check out these two doofuses. They almost hit each other because they're both turning right, even though both of them are actually in the wrong lane. There's actually a right turn lane beside the white car as well. Here's a very, very lucky driver. This Civic runs a red light and brakes in the middle of an intersection thinking that the cop won't see him. Cop probably saw him, but people were saying on Instagram, you can tell this guy's done his shift and he's just trying to get back home. Here's a very important life lesson that you guys can learn without paying ICBC more money. Don't tailgate people and leave lots of space when you're driving on the highway. All I can say in this clip is, how embarrassing. This cyclist, on the other hand, knows what he's doing and expects the worst at any given time. You can tell this pedestrian has somewhere to go and is motivated to get there, runs across the street and it gets hit by the Civic, but instead of being, on the ground for faking an injury, they just walk off and then start running to wherever they have to go. So I slow this video down, so take a look at the left-hand side of your screen. This skateboarder is trying to cross the street and just eats the front end of this SUV's bumper. Hope he's doing okay after this one. At least he's wearing a helmet. So Philip captured this driver who basically cut right in front of him on a green light. This guy had so much time to go, but then is going to wait for Philip to cross the street to do so. And then just a few moments later, same drive, Philip runs into this car, almost smashing the side of his vehicle. And this, ladies and gentlemen, this is Vancouver. This is just chaos everywhere, all the time. Iran runs into a similar situation as Philip. The problem is, though, for Iran, he ends up smashing into the back of this guy's bumper, really hoping this isn't a hit and run situation. This would be ultimate flattery when you're so skinny that you fit into the A-pillar of a car driving beside you. One day I want to be that skinny. Let me know in the comments section below who you think is driving this car. Is it A, a douchebag, or B, a cop? Because I have no idea here. This is just next level driving. And then talk about douchebags, check out this Kia Soul driver cutting off Kiro Ebi, and clearly the guy recording his dash cam is not too happy, probably honking at him, and this guy's going to be a tough guy, get out of his car, basically going to tell him saying, "I'm right, you're wrong, shut up," and then gets back in his car like, wow, what a tough guy. Grumpy Dinosaur captures this guy going the wrong way. And here's the thing, if you're this far into the intersection and you turn right, you're probably not going to end up in the right lane. This woman's car must be running on gas fumes or something like that because she is so desperate to fill up her car that she's going to do something stupid like this to do so. Yes, this is Richmond. And yes, this driver is about to go the wrong way, but at least they caught themselves. But how embarrassing is this slow, awkward backup? Like, yeah, I'm going to get on the other side of the road. It's scary to see how many people don't care about stop signs the moment they enter a private parking lot. Here's a prime example of somebody probably looking at the phone in their crotch instead of paying attention to the road. If you've wondered yourself why lanes have solid white lines at the end of them before intersections, here's why. And if you've also wondered why ICBC tells you to turn into the closest lane to you when you're turning, here's why. This is confusing. There's solid white lines and there's cones, yet this car is going to use the bike lane to try and overtake people. This has got to be one of the latest left turns I think I've seen in a long time. This person had 3 or 4 seconds to come to a stop before making this turn, yet they still went for it. For those of you guys aware of the layout of Main Street, you guys are just going to face palm so hard here. There's a center divider right there to show, hey, you got to go straight, yet sure enough, this guy's going to turn right anyways. I think this video was recorded during the heat wave, and for those of you who weren't in the lower mainland during the heat wave, this is how hot it got. Tires just started exploding because the cement was so hot. This video made me laugh so hard when I first saw it. This black SUV up ahead is so distracted he just ends up riding right over that yellow part of a curb, probably just messing up suspension so badly on this one. So I live in this area, and I gotta say, this guy must have been driving the wrong way for quite a while to get up to this point before having to turn in. This is kind of a confusing cutoff because this Jeep had so much time to turn earlier, but waits for the worst possible second to do so. I see motorcyclists doing this all the time where they'll ride on a shoulder if there's traffic, but I've never seen a pickup truck driver doing that. Here's a perfect example of a blind leading the blind. Check out how many people run this red light just because everybody else was. Check out this truck making the wrong turn and trying to make the adjustment by almost hitting CC. I just feel like just because you have a massive vehicle doesn't mean you're allowed to do illegal, dangerous things all the time. Moments like this are so scary for me because this is how people die, getting T-boned at speeds like this. JC captured this BMW driver doing something stupid twice. So first of all, he's on the wrong side of the road just to get up one car ahead in the line here. And then he does this crazy right turn without a turn signal, of course, because he's a BMW driver. So Abid captured this guy using the left turn lane basically to cut in front of other traffic. And we've all seen this before, okay? Like this is like so common now, it's just insane. And then just a few minutes later from that happening, the same thing happened here, just a few minutes later. Here's a driver that has no idea, just no clue what a yield sign looks like or what it means. And then last video clip, just a reminder to all of you guys, make sure you leash up your dog in a parking lot, okay? You don't want them to be roadkill at any point. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the $50 Black Box My Car giveaway for the month of July. And if you guys are wondering how you enter, all you gotta do is have your video footage featured on one of my videos on YouTube. That's all you gotta do, and you're entered to win $50 of Black Box My Car. And this month's winner is Sean McCallum. So congratulations, Sean, on winning $50 of Black Box My Car. And of course, a big thank you to Black Box My Car for sponsoring this channel and sponsoring this giveaway. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, hit the thumbs up and subscribe, and also share it with your friends. If you have footage you want to send me, you can send them to me by email, which is in the description below, or you can follow me on Instagram and send it to me on Instagram. So do one of those two things, and I'm looking forward to your guys' submissions.